こちらになります。皆さんスクリーンにご注目ください。どうぞ。さあまずはね、ジュニアの分断。
So the Dragon Duel players who we will make a broadcast is Brando Daniel Medfaro Palumbo versus Zachary Gordon Leverett from United States.
さあそれでは続いて一般の部の方をご覧になっていただきましょうか。それではどうぞお願いします。
As you can see here, of the 4 Japanese players who were in, 3 were eliminated last round. Europe had a very good round. Stefano Momoli from Italy and Joshua Smith from Germany are both still in the tournament, as is Anwei Wesley Seek from Singapore, and as we saw, Akikazu Saito from Japan. All 4 of the remaining duelists in the tournament are all playing in Zectors.
メドラノ・パルンボさん VS ザカリー・ゴードン・レバレットさんの中継映像が流れまして、皆さんから見て右手側のスクリーンにはウェスリー・シークエンウェイさん VS ステファノ・メモリさんの中継映像が放映されますのでね、こちらもぜひご注目いただきたいと思います。さあ以上の組み合わせでね、戦いますので皆さんぜひぜひご注目ください。さあそれではただいまファイナリストのスタンバイ確認を行っております。この後はヘッドジャッジの合図でデュエルをスタート。
Those are the 2 feature matches here in the hall. We will be covering the one on the left, which is the Dragon Duel 3rd, 4th place final.
In the Dragon Duel 3-4 playoff, you have 60 minutes. You may start.
ただいまよりデュエル開始となります。
As Kevin just mentioned, all 4 players in the expert class are playing in sectors. The matchup we have on screen here is a little bit more diverse, as Brandon Medrano is playing Final Countdown, which he has already activated right in his first turn here, it seems. And Zachary Leverett is playing Heretics. We haven't seen a lot of the Heretic deck so far in Europe and in the US, so let me give you a very brief introduction about what the deck is all about. The Heretic Dragons, most of them can be special summoned by tributing another Heretic Dragon, and all of them have an effect that when they are tributed, that you can special summon a normal monster, a dragon normal monster from your deck, and the attack points of those normal monsters are then set to 0. These normal monsters are then in turn normally used to get powerful Exceeds monsters out. The deck also features Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon to help you bring out even more monsters. It is, from what I heard, a very popular deck in Japan, right, Chin?
Yes, it's very popular with the combo of card carry,
which provides you more card draw in the beginning. We already have seen the Heretic spell card here that also allows you to search out a Heretic card from your deck, or a Heretic Dragon monster.
Palumbo's Final Countdown deck is fairly standard as far as these things go. It's a lot like Gerald Winston's Exodia deck from the previous one without all of the life point tricks. Basically a lot of stall cards, sort of Scarecrow, One Day of Peace, a lot of draw cards like Jar of Greed, Upstart Goblin, etc. And of course the trick with Final Countdown is that you win 20 turns after it's activated, and that does count both players' turns. So your turn, their turn, your turn, their turn. Basically 10 more rounds of play and you win.
Leverett has just Exceed Summon Heretic Dragon King of Adam. That monster lets you special summon a dragon type deck, dragon type monster from your deck when you remove an Exceeds material. As most Dragon Duelists do, play is really, really fast, and it looks like Medrano actually has already conceded the first duel.
Correct. So far, maybe 2 turns?
I think Medrano had his first turn, and that was the first turn of Leverett, where he basically rolled through his combo, got everything he needed, and Medrano didn't see a chance to come back. He probably didn't have any stall card, any card that could prevent his opponent from damaging him.
Quite a difference from the last match we saw.
Yeah. I noticed that at this year's WCQ in Milan, when we did a few feature matches for Dragon Duels, that Dragon Duel players play a lot faster than the expert class, a lot of the time.
Yeah, here in Japan too. And we have a final countdown deck in the WCQ in Japan.
That deck has done pretty well at European Nationals. I think it has won 2 Nationals in Europe this season. As the players are sighting right now, let's have a look at how they did in yesterday's competition. They actually faced each other in round 2 yesterday. That match was won by the American player,
Zachary.
Yeah, so he's basically picking up where he left off yesterday. He also had a win against the Dino Rabbit deck and Bubble Beat deck. His only loss in yesterday's competition came to Insectors, while the player from Mexico had 2 wins and 2 losses. The wins were against Dino Rabbit and Insectors, and he also had a loss to 1 Insector deck, as well as the mentioned loss to the Heretic deck of his opponent right now. The fact that both players have played against each other probably also means they know what to expect. They know exactly what their side deck strategy is, so everything will go pretty quickly.
Palumbo's English is also very good, so there shouldn't be too much of a language barrier.
Interesting card that I've seen in Leverett's deck is Genex Ally Birdman. I haven't seen that a lot in Heretic deck lists before, but because it's a tuner, it provides him access to some additional synchro monsters in his extra deck. The synchro monster he's playing are Scrap Dragon, Stardust Dragon, Black Rose Dragon, and Bryonac. We'll see if one of those makes an appearance here. Brandon starting off the second duel with, I think, an Upstart Goblin and a Pot of Duality. Setting a card, so yeah, didn't have final countdown on his opening hand this time.
And so because of the Upstart Goblin, the Zachary's life point is now 9,000.
Yeah, that's a similarity between the final countdown deck and the Exodia deck we've seen before.
Yeah.
Brandon pretty much doesn't care at all how high the life points of his opponent go.
Exactly.
So he can play these kinds of cards.
We also saw Night Beam take down Wabaku, looks like.
Yeah, looks like so.
There's Atom again, probably getting Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon again, bringing him back a Heretic from his graveyard. No, a normal monster. Yeah, of course. So that he can do another Exceed Summon, get a second copy of
Atum, yeah.
Get a second copy of Atom, which in turn brings him another dragon from his deck and another Exceed Summon. Does he go for the third Atom? The Heretic deck can be quite explosive. Oh no, that's a different Exceeds monster.
No, it looks like he's going for number 25.
Gaia Dragon.
And also, he upgraded his 2 atoms with Gaia Dragon. One drawback of Heretic Dragon King Atom is that if you use his ability, the card cannot attack in that turn, which you can easily circumvent with Gaia Dragon, the Thunder Charger.
Pullum responded with Gores to Leverett's attacks. Gores was just destroyed, though, by the second Thunder Charger. Looks like Force Focus is going for the Emissary of Darkness, and Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon attacks directly.
And also you can see the number 25, Focus Force. Force Focus, sorry, on the Zachary's field.
Ooh, and there is a Dark Hole. That is pretty much the bane of existence of any Heretic deck. Oh.
Pot getting Final Countdown.
Yes. Which is quickly activated. Brandon sets a card in his back row. And
passing back and forth here. Leverett hasn't been able to mount a counterattack yet. Counters up to turn 8 with Leverett's new turn. Activated Royal Decree.
That's something that a lot of people told me about the Heretic deck. If you survive its big turn, then it sometimes has problems coming back. So that it might be what we see here.
Card D.
That's actually a German version of the card, I think.
How do you say card D in German?
Kartenauto D.
Nice.
Oh.
So what happened there? Wabaku was activated. Leverett pointed out that Royal Decree was still active, so Palumbo chained Mystical Space Typhoon to get rid of Royal Decree.
How much attack points does card D have?
Not very many.
But with Brandon being at 500 life, it actually poses a threat still, right?
Card D, it has 800 attack points.
So that is why Brand activated Wapok,
Yeah,
right?
and now he had to use one of his scarecrows to...
Looks like he just tribute summoned.
Yes, he brought out Heretic Dragon of Zoo. In addition to all the normal Heretic shenanigans, this can tribute another Heretic Dragon to destroy a spell card. Spell or trap card, I think.
Looks like he's using Pot of Avarice, get his Atoms back into his extra deck, and his Thunder Chargers also, looks like. And a Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon.
Pot of Avarice is a very important card in this deck, I think. Only 5 more turns for Brandon.
But only 500 more life points. This could be close.
Monster Reborn. Let's see what he gets.
Which one?
That is Heretic Dragon of Tefnui. It's a 2100 attack monster. And more importantly right now, it's also level 6, so he can use it to get Atom out again. And the Time Lord makes an appearance here. Zach tries to activate Forbidden Chalice on the Time Lord.
Yeah, because the Metaion cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects, right?
Correct.
And you don't get damage
Yes.
from attacks into him. I think a judge is now looking at the card and looking at the interaction with Forbidden Chalice. What exactly does Forbidden Chalice do, Kevin?
Well, Forbidden Chalice does a couple of things. First of all, it increases the attack points of the monster by 400, but it negates all of the inherent effects of the monster. So it's used a lot either on your own monsters to negate their bad effects, your opponent's monsters to negate their good effects, your own monsters to pump them up in their attack points, or your opponent's monsters. Sometimes if you want to do some shenanigans, like get rid of your own monsters through attacks.
And it's also a quick spell, right?
Yep, which is always good.
Yes.
And that was the end of that match. If I'm not mistaken, Brandon conceded the match. So congratulations to Zach Leverett from the United States for making 3rd place of this year's World Championship. But of course, Brandon Medrano also very strong showing here, and he can be proud of his 4th place as well.
And his 4th place, he will be on the final podium, I believe, and receive additional prizes.
I'm pretty sure he will.